G'day viewers, today we are at a tournament at Good Games in the Gold Coast. It's just a casual game night kit tournament and I'm joined today by Andrew. How's it going, Andrew?
Good. Thanks, Alex. Thanks for having me. Howdy, folks. Yeah, the Good Games tournament. It was a really important tournament because it's right before Store Championship season begins. So everyone wanted to break out the new cards from ONC and test their decks. Yeah.
Straight into it. I think we both kept our hands. Kuso's gone for the hedge fund, and I'm just checking what does industrial genomics even do? How do I even play?
It's an identity that we've been testing a little bit. We found a couple of builds that we like for it. The build that Kuso is running on the left there is the build that we started with. And it's very strong in its own way. We found a few drawbacks, but he seems to have compensated for it nicely. Led out with ice, money. Or no, sorry, money, ice.
Over to me, and I've got the pretty standard prepaid Kate deck these days. It uses the dog breakers. It's made popular by Kalimsha. Kalimsha on StimHack has a deck called Blitz Runner, and this is almost card for card the same. I've put an extra Plascrid in just for the meta today. Wayland kit just came out in Australia, so I'm expecting lots of attempts to kill me. So felt like putting a Plascrid in. But yeah.
Yep. First thing I noticed straight away once that tournament. This is round 3, so by now you've seen a lot of the entities out there. There was a lot of Blue Sun Scorched.
Yeah.
Loving the new cards. And Blue Sun just seems to be in a good place right now. Seems to be tier 1 there, added on, with the NBN Fast Advance and
it's tier 1 in different builds as well, which makes it awesome. Like HB in its prime, you could play it different ways and be tier 1. So that makes it very, very tricky to play against. So I'm hitting the Jackson. I think he may just want to let me trash it because just with the one card in Archives.
Jackson's a very important piece of this deck. Classically, you want to draw a heap of cards up and then chuck nasty stuff into the graveyard. And then so when you come to trash the Jackson, he's +3 or +4 or whatever. So getting rid of that early was actually a good play.
And getting my dog breaker installed with the 4 counters on there. Lady, great barrier breaker, and saves me the influence of Corroder. I've been really enjoying it, and Kuso's gone for a triple install. That's always a giveaway that I think so there could be an agenda among those. So I'm thinking, well, I don't know. I think I'm liking the middle one.
Alright, here we go. What do you think that ice will be there? Something Lady can't break?
I cannot remember, but yeah.
I would expect some sentries out of this sort of deck.
So, like I said, I'm liking the middle one for whatever reason.
Nice. Yeah, good call. And it is not quite a trap. It's almost a trap.
So I'm getting hit with a net damage. But I figure trashing a pad campaign on my first venture into remote's probably not bad value.
Yeah, well, there's always the question, do you wait till he spends the money to res it? But then by then you've wasted 2 clicks to go back.
Zaps at a legwork.
Legwork. Not too bad. Generally against Jinteki, I'm not overly sad to see a legwork go, because that's often the death of me.
It's good. Because I was just trying to fetal AI. So a bit of net damage floating around, and then Jackson back on the board.
Yep. He wants to draw heavy.
That really punishes me for trashing the first Jackson, giving this Jackson's going to get straight the other Jackson back in. So
yeah, you're low on cash already.
That's a play that runners corps need to do more often, is let the runner trash Jackson. Sometimes it's a good play. They lose a bit of tempo. In that case, I think Kuso made the right play in letting me trash it.
I've let that happen in Blue Sun that I've been playing lately, just to make sure it's a successful run and to drain them of 3 credits. Perhaps to do the Seesaw Scorch. Yeah.
Another important point. Yeah.
trigger the successful run and drain money. Ah,
Just
nice.
trying to get my economy back up. Still haven't seen a prepaid. Getting a little frustrated and tossing the Plascrete. I don't think I'll need it.
So not drawing as heavy as I would expect from the
With the
Genomics.
Jackson out.
Yeah, I would just be essentially just drawing all the time. Really increase the cost of everything out there. To make it reaches a point where you have to go look at archives, but you really don't want to.
Starting to get some agendas in his hand there. I think I saw a Nisei NAPD and Fetal, so Sunju going live. And now it's the dilemma of the extra trash cost and the hostile infrastructure and the Sunju live now. This deck is starting to come into its own with the industrial genomics. I'm going to have to figure out what I would do about these archives face down cards to get me to trash that Sunju. So luckily I managed to draw into the self-modifying key. Exactly, lifesaver. I drew pretty heavily to try and find that.
Save you from a Kamainu or a...
I actually think I hit a Kamainu soon.
Ah, spoiler!
Spoiler. Actually, that just piqued my memory.
Well, you've got to expect that out of Jinteki these days, especially a deck like this. It's already shown its hand and willing to, deal out a lot of net damage. Hostile Instructor is not friendly. It's hostile by name.
Setting up a scoring server by the look of it and going further sideways.
Yeah, so not really concerned about protecting R&D or HQ beyond that one layer of ice. So looks like he's speeding up, trying to force you to speed up, which is actually a good idea. It's not always worthwhile to sort of take your time and build super servers.
There we go, the Komainu.
Hey, what do you know?
So, I think I've got some goodies in my hand that I'm keen on protecting. So,
Mimic time?
I figure I'm going to need a Mimic at some point.
Yep.
So, now is as good a time as any.
Almost guaranteed. Only Kamainu with strength 4.
And for the beginner Kate players, just notice I've got the clone chip and the SMC is in the bin now, so I can always bring that SMC back into play and to get other breakers. So it's a really nice position to be in. It's almost like having a full suite that is available on demand.
Your way through. That's a really good point.
Instead of accessing, I put out my Utopia shard, and doesn't see a lot of play in Brisbane, but I've popped it in. I figure it may come in handy.
Oh, when that card works, it's fantastic. Not sure how strong it is against
in this matchup,
IG, because it's sort of like doing them a favor.
Yeah, that's what I think. Also mentioned that when I played it. He's happy with that.
Just a little bit of tax there, so it's not too cheap to get in. And here we go. Will you hit some? I'd be expecting Shikyu and Shock. That's the sort of thing that we've been testing with.
Yeah, I'm expecting to get a Shikyu at some point for sure. Popping the Jackson, bringing back Jackson like we talked about before, and I think a couple of face downs given that he had those agendas in hand. Oh, hedge fund. Okay, so holding a few agendas.
And that is a swordsman there by the looks that's been discarded. Probably doesn't think he'll need it. Depends if you're playing Atman or not.
Well, yeah, he's played me before. He knows that it's dogs and that's about it. Dogs and Mimic.
And Mimic eats swordsman alive. So.
Yeah, he's not going to need that with Mimic on the board. It's more of a...
And you take this opportunity to trash Sanju. Good play. Unfortunately, Kuso hadn't drawn enough into the nasty stuff. He really could have punished that run there. So he probably could have just kept drawing with Jackson. Really put the emphasis on nasty surprise for you there.
I figured with 4. What's the worst that could happen if Kuso's only got 4 credits? Probably not that much.
Yeah, you do have to decide. It's more shock that's probably a pain
Yeah.
as well. A couple of shocks and a CQ, and that's always just nasty access.
Yeah, true. I'm gonna have to go in there at some point. Is
Yep.
what I'm figuring.
Yeah. 4 is actually a good number to check. I think once it gets to 6, 7, 8, like, oh no, I can't really go in there, but you can't not go in there. Ah, Cyber Cipher, awesome. One of my favorite code gate breakers. So you've basically got a full suite there.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we see. Might actually be swordsman. Nope. And scoring medical research. A lovely one to get started with, and heading straight back in. Seeing the hedge fund.
Yep. This says economy will be online. And how do you feel about your testing before the store championships? Do you feel like the deck's in a good place? Your head's in the right space there? Was this a very helpful day?
Yeah, I
Nice fun
loved enjoying.
tournament.
Yeah,
Pounds.
lots of fun. This deck didn't draw that well in this game, but in some other games it just was absolutely awesome. So I really enjoyed playing it. I don't know.
And have you
I
felt you got enough practice from the day for heading into store championship season?
I think so. I think there's plenty of good decks around that I'm comfortable with. So yeah, I've played enough Netrunner now that it doesn't really matter. But back to this game. Kuso drawing into a snare. He's got the nasties in his hand. He will need to get them into the archives. The Shiku, and scoring out. I'm not interested in that remote server just yet, given that I'm getting free accesses in R&D. Firing at the quality time. Just trying to get some more money. Maybe get the prepaid finally.
Don't you hate prepaids coming late?
Yeah.
They're so good early in the game. You can make them work. Yeah, it's so hard for your economy, but late in the game, they're not so good. Still early days, though. Only one agenda each. Is that a medical breakthrough?
Yeah, we both scored a medical breakthrough.
So the next one he can score straight from hand.
Yeah. Hopefully I score it. I can't, not sure what happens.
Did you just keep hitting R&D aggressively here? Is that the plan? Just try and snipe some cards off the top?
I think so.
Or is it time to switch to HQ? You think the HQ's become flooded? Mino is a big threat sitting right there.
That's true. I'm just wondering how to dispose of all these cards. Got the 3 clicks. Installing the Parasite.
Parasite.
That's great to see. Parasite didn't do a lot of work for me today, except for in this game, because of the Blue Sun. It doesn't work that well against Blue Sun.
Generally against Blue Sun, I'd chuck them out. They're just inject fodder. I found during the day, Blue Sun annihilates Parasite. But yeah, against Jinteki, they are gold. Really beginning to dismantle that central server ice. None of it's very threatening.
Finally, I'm just clicking for a credit, discarding Sharpshooter, Deus, and Artman.
You do. Oh, well, Swordsman's still handled by Mimic, not a problem. Save $1.
So double icing. That's signaling to me that he might be rich. His hand might be rich. Sanju live. Trying to distract me from his hand, maybe.
Unfortunately, his identity isn't working at the moment. Nothing in archives to really make that Sanju taxing beyond, the hostile infrastructure sitting out there.
Yeah, it's a good point. I've only had to make the one run into archives. Finally sees a get that prepaid in.
Okay, well done. Yeah, I think I haven't seen Kuso there playing this deck too often, so this will be him testing it as well in preparation for Store Championship season.
Oh, and another hostile, so it's going to cost me 2 and a couple of damage.
That is some serious tax.
But given that I just dieseled, that my hand is... No, I lost my Astrolabe though. I'm not thrilled with that, but...
One of my favorite Shaper consoles now.
Especially
Got a lot
that
of use out of that.
He's been going sideways, and I just wish I had that earlier on the board, and now I've lost it. So...
Yeah, the free clicks. So good against Jinteki.
Just clicking for a credit. Made myself dirt poor getting rid of that Sanju. So.
Yep, you're both poor. It's a bit of a reset here. A bit of back and forth, parry, thrust and parry.
Yeah, a bit of an arm wrestle. It's still at 2 apiece.
There's no major breakthrough at this point. Everyone's sort of eyeing each other up.
I'm really trying to get some economy. I think I can't afford to run at the moment, which is a problem.
Yep.
Kuso can't res ice on his remote, so he doesn't want to score. So I'm just still thinking, could I get in that hand somehow?
He's got the classic Jinteki 4 credits.
Still not seeing economy. Got a same old thing. I'm wondering if I might use that. Just lucky find again. It's never something you really want to do, but in a pinch, lucky find, same old thing.
Yeah, if you're desperate enough, it will work, but it sure makes me sad.
Yeah.
Very inefficient way to use those great cards.
When you can use it for another indexing or a legwork or something. Yeah, looks just like what I've done. Same old thing to get money. At least I get 7 with the prepaid out now.
Yeah, 3 clicks for 7.
So, feeling a little better with myself. Might actually... It's last click, so I probably won't run.
No, run last click, lose the game. Play it safe.
Only when I play Max.
We did see some Max at this tournament. Yeah, I haven't played against much Max myself. We sort of shied away from that for genuine tournament testing. I'm a bit concerned about the luck factor. But there were at least 3 Maxes represented at the tournament doing what Max does. Winning quickly or dying fast.
So just deciding my last click. Do I want to run? How bad could it be? Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Actually, I played a Max that day, and unfortunately, my opponent played amped up. And then
dirty laundering into R&D. So trying to score a little more money. So got his wife on the phone.
Yep, just checking the correct play there. A little bit of extra tax.
That's the swordsman. So no AI on the table, so just 1 to get through. Seeing a Victor 2.0.
Interesting. An excellent piece of ice. I would never have picked that in this deck.
Yeah, very underrated piece of ice. I think, is it 3 influence? I think Tollbooth's the preferred splash, but yeah, Victor's a nice piece.
Okay, so the agenda's in his hand, still untouched.
Seeing that Nisei flickering around temptingly.
Yep, I can see 2, in fact.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, indexing. Now that I know what's there, I can pretty safely get in for an index.
Yeah. It's times like this. Maybe we should splash Christian Grid instead of Victor.
It'd be nice if I could see the 5 cards on the screen, but...
Can you recall at all what we're...
I think I've got an agenda there. I'm just deciding where to put the other things.
Fantastic.
So,
Safely run in. But what a fantastic card against Jinteki.
third click back
Yep.
in and scoring the second
Ah,
one.
the
Great.
great score.
And the
That's
just
got to break
staying
Kuso's
from
heart.
Kuso
This
as
is
I grabbed
the big turning point of the game. Yep.
and
Okay,
another
so you've
great
broken the
pull.
game open.
Getting that Chronos, which protects my
Yep.
my bin from getting wiped out. So some great real turning point with that indexing.
Ah, I turned too late. Jackson, you could have stopped all of this. Indexing. You would laugh at it. Oh well,
Yeah,
now's a great time to start drawing heavy with IG and get some things into the graveyard.
still pretty flooded.
It is not pretty. Where are all the shops? Yeah, almost you can drop a full hand. Ah,
Dirty
because you
laundry
know what's on top.
back in there.
You're trying to get rid of Jackson.
I think that might be a misplay actually.
Yeah,
I just want the
you didn't pay for
money.
Swordsman either. Oh well, carry on.
How did
Yeah,
that
so
work out?
well, you safely knew what was there, so you could dirty laundry your card that you knew was there. Or maybe you were trying to force a Jackson trash.
Now I'm forcing the Jackson trash.
Yep.
And what kind of horrors await me in the archives?
Any horrors? Ah, no. Oh, you're getting off scot-free.
Taking a Sanju back.
Yeah, the game definitely doesn't seem to be going Kuso's way in regards to punishment for archive access.
And the face down one is the Shikyu, so I can't really let it stay in there. I've got to take the 1 point hit.
Yeah, not if you want to go back in there again later. It's 2 net damage. 2 net damage? Or a -1.
Yeah, or a -1. But I figure just to be able to trash things if I need to. Yeah.
That's fair play. It's actually a tough decision there.
It takes me off match point as well, which is important.
Yeah.
Back down to 4.
You doing the work.
Back in again and
Fresh card off the top. Not the agenda you were looking for. Time to build the hand back up. Don't know what nasties are awaiting. Well, fetal. The Kuso really thinking about this. Looks like time to make use of his scoring window. If it is a scoring window, we shall see. Yep. So that could be the Nisei.
yeah. I am same old thingy indexing. Still not interested in the remote.
No.
If you can say
well, now that you know that Jackson's gone,
yeah,
could be the game.
Another might be fairly rich in that deck. Yeah.
I would have thought by now they're all in his hand, but he did shuffle some back in. Could be it. Ah, that indexing. Beautiful. And that swordsman just not
taxing enough, yeah.
A second commander would have been gold. I expect we're going to see more swordsmen though around. So good against Ida, which there was a lot of
Ida today for sure.
I think it's definitely worthwhile putting one swordsman in. Even out of faction could be worth that one influence point if we've got it spare. To get rid of annoying eater.
So let's see. I've got one click left. Before I run, I'm going to bring out, I think it's Deus Ex, so I can actually steal a fetal
A fetal.
without taking damage.
Great swordsman and fetal. And $2.
So, on to
Match point again.
6 points.
Well played. And net damage. Well done.
And I think I've put an agenda on, after Kuso's mandatory draw, I think there's another agenda sitting on top of the deck right now.
Hey.
Because I couldn't make counted. 2 runs, so
yep.
There's one sitting on top of the deck right now.
Well, that was a great play on your part. He couldn't score out whatever is in the remote. He had to take the time to
ice on there onto the deck.
Yeah, so you've really put him in a difficult position.
Having dropped my clone chip, I've got no way to bring on Cyber Cipher now, so Kuso's obviously aware of that and can hopefully protect his R&D for another turn. So dieseling, trying to get some way of code breaking.
You'd probably expect
clicking for Lucky Find.
Nice, $7.
Last click, I'm going to run for the win anyway.
All right.
Hitting the, as we saw before, the Victor. Victor 2. And nothing for me to get through, but Kuso will run a trace. And
you'll escape. Unscathed. 3.
And then I'll miss my chances because I will draw that agenda into his hand in his next turn. So I think just boosting the trace by 1, forcing Kate to pay 2 credits.
Yeah, keep your money down. Here we go. Here's good. Well, it was an essay. Oh, so it's opened up another window.
Make the game a little more interesting.
However, he's only had 2 credits and you know that there's an agenda in HQ.
Ooh, and a nasty one in there too. Kronos is in there, and my bin is very valuable to me.
What did he just took there? For a minute there, I thought I saw red herring, which would be a
you saw right.
Card.
It is. It's exactly what he's running. Red herring.
Yeah, with IG, the cost of trashing red herring or stealing agenda is incredible.
Yeah, and I'd seen that red herrings in my indexing runs, so that's why I'm less interested in that remote, given that's how taxing it's going to be for me to even score in that remote. And Maker's Eye clicking through Victor. This is just forced Kuso to use his Maker's Eye token, not Maker's Eye, his Nisei token to block the Maker's Eye run.
That's closed his scoring window.
So, yeah, that's what you've got to do. You've just got to figure out, make them spend that Nisei token as cheaply as you can, and it cost me a turn, and you got rid of it.
Yep, there we go.
In goes the Kronos. This is huge for Kuso if he can score.
Oh yeah, your heap's looking a little large right there.
It's coming down to a very interesting crescendo this
I'm going to guess that you don't play Levy. Or do you?
Oh yeah, I play Levy for sure. I've got one Levy, a couple of same old things, but I've used these same old things for Lucky Finds and for indexing, so no more same old things.
Your scores right now.
I may have just drawn the Levy.
Couldn't have asked for better timing. Sometimes when that card pops up at the right moment, can really change the outcome.
I'm looking in there if I've got any same old things left, I think, and I'm seeing the two already in there, so deciding to use my levy.
Fantastic. Well done.
The body language from
Really needed
Kuso
that
is not impressed.
You've just ruined his day.
So I think I
all it was
may
one
have been
turn
sitting on that levy for a while, thinking back to that clone chip Deus Ex play. I couldn't afford to lose it.
Yep. Definitely another big turning point.
So
just as momentum was,
another
shifting
tip:
slightly back.
when you levy, don't shuffle your levy into your deck like I just did, because then you'll have to fish through your deck, find the levy, and then you have to shuffle it all again.
True.
When you're on the clock, it's not great.
Oh.
So I always love drawing that fresh hand. It's always got lots of money.
Beautiful
when the pre-plates are already out. It's just like a fresh, clean sheets on the bed. That's just great
Yeah, that excellent
great feeling.
Alex analogy there. Yeah, 2 clicks left. A bit low on cash though. We'll be hitting anything soon. Another
diesel, interesting.
Probably looking for a self-modifying code, perhaps?
I think I just want some money, but I may have what I need. All I need is a code gate.
Oh yeah, in your hand already. Yep.
But just not enough money.
Attention. What's he going to do? He's shuffling, meeting, impatient shuffle. This may be the longest I've ever seen you make a decision. Normally you're very snappy. And it is the code gate. Okay.
Just using that Kate ability at the end of my turn to get the cheap install and pointing it straight at the deck.
A value play there.
Still, a 5 strength, 2 routine ice it's not horrible. It still costs me 4 credits to get in. So it's not really worth it for a single access. I need multi-access to make that run viable. Drawing the Nisei.
Is it time to play it?
Have I managed to find the legwork again? I've got that shard just sitting there. If I knew how flooded he was, I would have used it a bit earlier.
Yeah, it's always tough to tell on timing of those things.
Yeah, it was my first day using Utopia's shard. It was a new edition.
Yep. It's certainly easier against Blue Sun to decide when, because generally they'll hold on to those important scorched earths.
Well, it's easy because it's straight after they say sea sourced. You tend to use it at that point.
Yes, definitely. Falls right over the top.
So lucky find.
Kronos Protocol heading into the...
Back in the game with 8 more credits. And 2 clicks. Should be able to do...
Just like that, straight back.
Dirty laundry in. Paying my 4, but I'll be gaining 5 plus the prepaid credits, so I've used the prepaid already, but yeah, it makes it economical at least to see one card and not what I need.
Fantastic combo. Not the card you're looking for. Yeah, you definitely want some multi-access there. Although, well, you haven't seen a snare yet, so you're not unaware of them. Their presence. But I would expect them in IG. I think IG players take a perverse pleasure in showing you a snare that you can't crash. Not only will it cost you, a bonus however many cards are in the graveyard, I've got 2 hostile infrastructures out. That snare's gonna stick around.
Snare in hand for Kuso.
Yep, great.
And
Some more.
Sanju. The two Sanjus on the board. I think I've just given up on those Sanjus. And Kuso's able to finally get some economy going.
Yeah, if you can just get that red herrings to a point where it's untrashable for you, with enough cards in the graveyard, he could just safely score out behind it. I think that by the time you get to the bottom of that server, you won't afford the extra 5 on top.
All three Sanjus, I think, going. I think there's a Sanju going off screen. So there's a real clock on this game. I'm going to get shut out just by the economy if I don't win real soon. But on 6 points, I'll
match point.
See if I can getting the quality time. See if I can find the legwork. Did I find it? Any multi-access would be great.
Yep. That going to. Too painful to get them. Once again, exile legwork. Where's it gonna be?
It's always hard when you've got a fistful of all these cards and 3 clicks to decide what makes the play.
Well, R&D looks safer because you know how much it's going to cost you to get in. With that much money, Kuso can res a lot of things.
Popping the Utopia shard. And
he's not realizing it's random.
First time he's seen it, yeah, I get to trash them. And I figure with his advanced agenda and nothing that looks like a Jackson on the table, I think it's safe to pop that shard and then go have a look.
Paying 2 for Dirty Laundry and another 2 for Cup? Nope. Thought you'd already used the prepaid credits. Fine. Oh well.
That's game, I think.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's game. Yep.
So, pretty good game. Winning chances for both players, but yeah, Kuso just flooded and probably needed to push the agendas a bit harder. But anyway, great game. Thanks.
Yeah, good game. Yeah, I'd love to see the new identity played like that. And yeah, solid game all around.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks everyone for watching. That's Andrew and Alex signing off.
Bye-bye.